Welcome to the Bubby Brister Fantasy Football Podcast presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. My name is Billy. Bubby is at the World Series this week, so I'm joined by Nick. Nick, you ready to dig into some box scores?
Yeah, I'm ready to dig in. Is they're in Toronto now, right?
I haven't watched a pitch. I'm on to basketball and hockey season. Once the Orioles were out, I was out.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's start. Let's start at the top this week. Yeah, I got blasted by Spawn by 94 points. I lost 194 to 100. Um,
Jeez.
That was the high points for the week, so 40 high fives to Robert Spawn. There's really nothing here for me. My defense got 26. That's fun.
It's not a good time when your defense is the high points. It's not a fun time. It's just not.
Yeah, Bill shit the bed. Dowdle shit the bed. I had to play Jawan Jennings and Xavier Leggett because Amon Ra was on a bye and AJ Brown was out injured. This was just a bad week for me.
Bad week, but you fell into a Tyrone Tracy starter now.
I had the thought today. So I'm getting Amon Ra back off the bye. Lamar Jackson is supposedly healthy. And basically Tyrone Tracy has to save my season.
He has to. Yes, you have to stay
Yeah.
healthy and save your season. That's it. Technically, the Great White Hope in New York is falling apart. Um, with Scatterboo here. Um, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be tough times there. I'm circling Rico Dow because Carolina's going to Carolina here, and this is definitely a Carolina Panthers low cow move. So Rico Dow is your strong bell cow, back to back, huge efforts, and then as soon as your bell cow, quote unquote, he's pretty much your running back you paid. Chuba Hubbard comes back, and then you split his carries directly in half. It's just you would be thinking that you would keep riding the hot hand. That's how this pretty much shaped up. Just 8 carries for 54 yards.
Yeah, they were winning with that system too. And then you haven't won shit in a long time. You find a way to win some games, and you just go right back to what you were doing when you weren't winning.
Like I get it. They're gonna pin
Very
this.
good
They're gonna
coaching.
pin this loss on Andy. The Red Rifle, Mr. Red Rifle, should be an announcer now. He's collecting game checks just to be there. But let's be honest, guys. Like, if the Buccaneers swapped over to Bucky Irvin and kept running him. We just talked about New York Giants. They had Tracy. They swapped over to Scatterboo. It's not hard to ride a hot hand, guys. There's nothing wrong with it. And for Carolina to be like, well, we're holding strong to our morals. They're gonna make it a 2-back system. We still believe in Chuba. I mean, enjoy your loss, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I guess the coach did say that they need to get Daddle back going again, but yeah, you're spot on with everything there. So this game was all about Rob. I mean, Drake May 36 points, Josh Jacobs 17, Javante Williams another big game, 2 touchdowns, 21 points.
Yeah. Shakir is the only receiver that the Bills has, really, because Josh Allen does not throw to anybody else, it feels like. Troy Franklin, a little breakout game for the rookie there. It's 6 for 89, 2 tutties on the Cowboys.
When I saw Franklin scoring touchdowns, I was like, yeah, this is definitely not my week. This is when I went into the game, I knew I had a tough matchup. He was projected to kill me per the projections, but I still had hope, and my hope was coming from his receiver core of Shakur and Franklin, and they scored basically half of what I had for the entire week.
Then he has Chuba Hubbard, like we just mentioned, and Chuba had 12 carries for 34 yards, but he also fell in the end zone and he missed the target. So it's like, again, Carolina. I know I feels like I'm dogging on Carolina, but I am dogging on Carolina. Chris Boswell, 20 points from a kicker. You're gonna lose if the opposing person has 20 points come from their kicker.
I texted some of my Steeler friends during that game, that Packers-Steelers game, and I said, "The Steelers are the greatest show on turf of getting into the field goal range. They just always get into field goal range. They never finish the job." But he even had 18 points from P. Ryan, 94 yards and a touchdown on 9 carries. He averaged 10 yards a carry.
Yeah, he was going ape shit against the Jets in that wild game. Drake May, though, 36 points on that Cleveland defense. That's pretty good. I think Cleveland defense is not as good as they used to be no more because Cleveland defensive players are now realizing this is a lost season and they're not trying to hurt themselves. That's just what it comes down to now.
It's also mid-season and the offense is just totally hung out. Like the offense has gotten worse somehow.
It's shitty. It's shit because they understand that Sanders should be starting and they're doing everything but doing that.
Yeah, Gabriel's not a legitimate NFL quarterback. Like that is apparent. Drake May, third 30-point week in a row, 8 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. He's the number 3 ranked quarterback. And then I do want to
Yeah.
shout out Zach Ertz on my bench. He got his 800th career catch on Monday night against the Chiefs.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, also Drake May became the 5th quarterback in NFL history to post at least 7 straight games with 200 passing yards and a passer rating of at least 100.
Interesting.
Moving on to Lionheart versus Smashhawk. Smashhawk loses here. This was a close one, 110 to 100. Lionheart got his 7th straight victory.
This match is a straight wet fart, man. You're talking about like 110 to 100. I mean, they would have lost to everybody except one person. That's tough. That sometimes fantasy football is a game of luck, and this is where the luck shine on him. The Lions were on a bye week, and he just played a guy who had the worst luck possible. Starting with Smash Hawk, he had a spot start Mariota because Jay Daniels is out, and he have no backup. Interesting play. Bijan, whimper of a game, 7 points. Scattaboo gone. His career might be done for real. He started Daryl Mooney. This is tough times. He had a good game though from Fannin Jr., who continues to be a steady fantasy tight end there, ranked number 7.
Yeah, I think we both owe Fannin an apology right now.
I don't owe him an apology. He served his purpose. I just upgrade. I feel the upgraded my tight end position.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you probably should have dropped Judy.
Yeah. And the Judy stock's just dead now. Yeah, it's just, man, it's bad times for Judy. Let's say Woody Marks. He had a good breakout little game there. I'm just wondering when Joe Mixon will be back.
I don't think he's coming back, but Mark's the last 2 weeks, 21 carries, 77 yards, another 69 yards through the air with a touchdown on 9 catches. So Woody Marks is hot. Like Chubb's just going to be like getting the short yardage stuff now, I think.
Yeah, it's I think part of his career. That's where he's at now. We did see the hot waiver pickup. What's that guy's name for the Bears? The running back Monagagi.
Monongany.
He had a huge game last week. Went back down to earth bet. But Davis for the Jets, he had a big game, and that might come back down to earth next week because that was just a shootout type of situation.
Yeah, he had 109 total yards on 12 touches for 19 points. But yeah, Monongany goes down and Davis comes up. Davis is definitely playable going forward. Brindle is lucky that this game didn't tie because he had 0 from his bench.
0 points. 0.
He
Absolutely
didn't
0
have
points.
a guy play a game on his bench. That's an impressive bench. Just an all bye week bench.
Yeah, that's very impressive to do. Jalen Hurts bailed him out. Christian McCaffrey, a bad week. Just that Niners offense could not do anything. It was really weird. Stevenson, 9 points. Quentin Johnson, back-to-back zeros.
We kind of alluded to this, like that he's just kind of falling apart, and it just continues to happen. Like I mean, the time to trade him was 3 weeks ago.
Right. He wasn't targeted, and that's really interesting knowing the fact that he did 38 of the 73 offensive snaps.
What's shocking
Hmm.
to me about this isn't that he fell down the pecking order. Like there are a lot of mouths to feed there. what I'm very curious about with him is how he bounces back from this next season. Like Keenan Allen might not be back next year.
Right.
Which Quentin Johnson steps up next season?
Correct. It's really interesting. Romeo Dobbs, 344. Dallas Goddard, another situation, saved him. So he was pretty much the Eagles pretty much ran his win for him here. He touched the end zone twice on tight ends day, which was great. Pacheco had a very pedestrian game with 9 points, and the Browns defense is, like as we alluded to, falling apart.
Goddard has touchdowns in 5 of 7 games. He has double-digit games in 6 of those 7 games. He is the 6th-ranked tight end. He was drafted 175th overall.
Yeah, I mean, because he's hitting the end zone, but them yardage totals don't look good. That's the thing about it. The yardage totals don't look good, but he's touching the end zone, so it's feast or famine.
Yeah, neither team played a head coach. Pacheco got 58 yards, 9 points on 12 carries. He is injured. Sounds like he's going to miss at least this coming week. He has the running back depth to cover that. And then to Scadaboo's injury, Scadaboo was the 8th-ranked running back at the time. He was drafted 116th. He was going to win people their leagues this year based on like where he was drafted, and a lot of teams watched their season go up in smoke when he didn't get back up off the field. Smash Hawk, I don't know how he fills this hole. He doesn't really have anybody on the roster. I guess Davis is the guy who will fill in for him this week. But yeah, tough break for the New York Giants, losing him and Malik Neighbors. Those two, along with Jackson Dart, they look like they could be like a legitimate young nucleus to build around. And what they did is they sold the Giants fans hope, and they just had it taken right away from them. They had about, 3 weeks of hope, and then it's just gone. And like Scottaboo may never be the same. That was a
Yeah,
gruesome
and
injury.
it might affect Dart's production. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, Smash Hawk, no all hope's lost because he'll move Marks up to that running back spot, and he'll move McBride into flex or tight end spot. He'll run Fan into, so he'll run those guys just to keep going, and he'll keep hoping for the home run potential of Bijan if Atlanta can figure out their life.
Yeah, Bijan had his worst game of the season by far. Next one is Jordan versus Sweetness 34. Jordan wins
Handily.
to go to 6-2. Sweetness loses. He's 5-3. This was a bad week for Heater to lose, but Josh Allen 26, Chubb 14. Even though Woody Marks, is emerging as a guy, he got stuck playing Brashard Smith because Jameer Gibbs was on a bye. Yeah, I mean, he failed to break 100. I mean, I would have even beat him this week.
Yeah, I mean, DK Metcalf 5 for 55 a touchdown. Ferguson, that's a rare zero game. They couldn't get the ball to him in Mile High Stadium, so it was a tough outing. But you only had one target, which is crazy. I guess the game plan didn't really go to him. But Tucker Kraft, we always talk about his 2 tight end. He'd been running 2 tight end set for a while, and Kraft just went off on the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is just crazy, that 143 number next to him.
Yeah, he has 19 targets the last 2 weeks. He had 7 the 2 weeks before that. Yeah, that Ferguson game is weird. I would be worried about that if I were him. He got 2 zeros from Ferguson and Brashard Smith, and then a -3 from the Vikings defense. Kraft basically had a third of his points.
Yeah, and to Jordan, Patrick Mahomes doing Patty Mahomes stuff to the Commanders there. Started off a little rough, but he got there. A-Chain, 6-7 yards, receiving touchdown, average game for him. Warren, 13 points. D. Smith, 14 points. Spot start, Jay Higgins there, 13 points. You can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, that was a great dart by him. 4 catches, 34 yards. His second career touchdown. He had one back in week 4 against the Titans. But yeah, he was a highly drafted receiver. I drafted him in the fantasy draft, but he didn't make it very far. He's owned in 20% of the leagues. But yeah, I think he's a guy you can at least roster going forward. Nico Collins isn't exactly run away with the target share there.
It's the quarterback plays really bad. Um, even though when we get to him, it's gonna say a little differently, but the overall product is not showing well. Um, Ty Warren 4 for 53. Alva Kamara 21 yards. Circling that. Uh, the Saints offense is really bad, and now they're going to the rookie now. Eh,
What's
I
his name?
don't know.
Shuck?
Yeah, I don't know if Shuck is better than the starter. So it's a terrible time in New Orleans.
Yeah, Kamara is also questionable heading this week. He was limited in practice today, so he's on track to play.
Yeah, Jordan Love on the bench for 39 points. Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean that's tough. What are you gonna do? Like you're not gonna play Jordan Love over Mahomes, but Jordan Love had 20 consecutive completions. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, he has Brandon Ayuk supposed to come back this week.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah,
That's
he's supposed to come
interesting.
back. So we'll see that fruits to something for them from there.
And Puka Nakua might be back for him this week too, after the bye week. So reinforcements coming for Jordan at 6-2. He's in second place. One last thing for Josh Allen. He joined Cam Newton as the only two quarterbacks in history with at least 70 touchdowns. This was his 46th career game with a passing TD and rushing TD. That is now the most in NFL history.
Yeah, it's just Josh Allen's weird, man, because they're getting the points. It was definitely Cook all afternoon on the Carolina Panthers, but Josh Allen's numbers do not be looking good. When it's all running, his stats look so bad. It's hard to like feel confident in him, especially at how the season started. He was like he started the season off with that 50 burger, and then it's been like a couple. Then it was like and then 30, 30, 28, 23, 26. Like you want 30s like Patty Mahomes getting, but I guess you'll accept 25, but you want 30.
Right. He's not a bust, but he's not killing it either. Like 28, 23, and 26 3 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row under 200 yards passing. That's I don't know. Like you said, the Buffalo offense is weird. I don't even know. Like, why can't they throw the ball?
I don't know. And then you see like the writers are talking about, oh, Buffalo needs wide receivers. They got wide receivers, man. I don't think they're hurt.
At some point, you can't blame the receivers anymore. Like, how many quarterbacks have we seen make shitty receivers look good?
A lot.
Like,
Yeah.
it happens all the time, and Josh Allen isn't capable of doing that, it seems like.
It's weird.
Next up. This is you. 127 to Art's 152. You third loss in a row. You fall to 2-6. Art is 3-5. Do you feel like your playoff chances are dead at 2-6?
Well, ESPN says I have a 1% chance.
Oh,
So I have a snowball chance in hell.
I like your Kirk Cousins play. I've always been a Kirk Cousins apologist, even though. So here's the thing: when the Falcons threw the bag at Kirk Cousins, I was like, I get it. You had Matt Ryan, then you went into the quarterback wilderness. When you go into the wilderness,
it was
you
scary.
get desperate.
Mm-hmm.
So they threw the bag at Kirk Cousins, and then they turned around and drafted Michael Penix. Now, I loved the Penix pick. What I didn't understand was all the people who shit on Kirk Cousins his entire career suddenly sticking up for Kirk Cousins. Like, just because you paid Kirk Cousins doesn't mean like your quarterback situation's fixed. Like, he was an expensive Band-Aid in my eyes.
Right. He's very expensive Band-Aid.
Which is fine.
Back end of the 30s, you're not going to have him for a long time. Whatever, this game that he rolled out of here this past Sunday is garbage. It's just is this for real?
I think he's done. I think he's officially done. Is where I was going with that. Yeah.
He's gonna become an announcer now.
There's no excuse for him to be that bad against the Dolphins.
Right. Right. Yeah. He had a week, and Bijan was bad. Bijan fumbled in the game. I know he didn't have Drake London, but come on,
Mm,
he could do something.
right. Yeah, they lost 34-10. He had 173 yards, 10 points. And Justice Hill got you a 0. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's a tough time. Tough time. You're thinking that you're gonna they were running they ran Derrick Henry and then they ranked the third running back over Justice Hill. So I guess it
Oh,
just
he's back, Keaton Mitchell.
yeah, they ran him instead of Justice Hill. So it's like, well damn. Well, that's not fun. Sean Tucker filled the end zone. 14 points. Rasheed Rice, 9 for 93 touchdown. It's he's being very consistent with 25s.
He had a touchdown called back as well.
Yeah. Mbuka 3 for 35. Really funky Tampa game in New Orleans. That score is all defense. It's Baker was off, everybody was off, everything was off. So that's what it is. Gazdin the second, 5 for 77 yards and a touchdown. Again,
That hurts because I dropped him just like a week too early.
11th ranked tight end. Work his way up there. I threw a dart and started Josh Downs. And he fell in the end zone for me there for 3 for 39 and a touchdown.
Yeah, I like him. He's not explosive or anything but he gets the job done. You should have won this week. You just got stuck playing the wrong team. Like,
Yeah.
for as many darts as you threw and that you kind of hit on, like Gadsden is still a dart, even though he's been doing this a couple weeks now. Downs was a dart. Rashi Rice, like, you didn't know what to expect after all that time miss. He came back just on all cylinders. Tucker was a dart that hit. It was like Kirk Cousins and Justice Hill and Egbuka are why he lost. Egbuka has single-digit points 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And then I have Jerry Jeudy in the bench with 0. He had 2 targets. He's pretty much droppable now, for real.
I might be willing to trade for him.
We'll talk about it because he could definitely he could definitely go somewhere else. And I spot picked up Dyke from Tennessee, and he actually caught 7 for 93. For 16 yards. So I was like, wow, he's not bad. Potential there. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you can work with that. Back to Egbuka, he has 7 catches on 19 targets the last 2 weeks.
He's had quad issues after that Seattle game. Kind of tweaked it at the end of that game.
Do you think it's a combination of injuries, quad problems, teams now knowing who he is?
It's definitely a hodgepodge of all that. Because now they're looking out for this guy, and they're going to put their best corner on this guy, and now he's kind of banged up. He's a rookie.
Evans and Godwin are out.
Rookies tend to start off slow and they burn hot at the end because teams realize them late, or they burn hot early and then they fade off as the season goes because now they're not used to playing 15, 16 games. They're used to playing 10 to 11, and the season is wearing on them. But the Bucks have their bye week, so after the bye week, he should be a lot better.
Yeah, and then we got to give Art his due here. Breece Hall, 40 points, 133 yards, 3 total touchdowns. He threw for 1. That was a crazy throw.
In real time, I'm watching these scores, right? And I'm like, oh man, I have a chance. Before Breece Hall, before the third quarter happened, right? I was like, this is kind of close. Might come down to the Chiefs and my Chiefs defense and how they do Commanders. I'm thinking Monday night. I'm like, man, this could get kind of close because I'm seeing the arm of Carson Wentz fall off on Thursday night. Coaching malpractice. The man's been injured. He has his arm in a Supreme Stone Cold Steve Austin brace thing going on his arm. And my man can barely get touched. He's wincing in pain. He's like, stay out there. Because my starter who he drafted 2 years ago has a messed up ankle and he's hurt. He don't feel so good.
And he's being backed up by an undrafted rookie. Yeah, they use Wentz as a crash test dummy. His season's over. I'm not trying to celebrate predicting an injury on a guy, but you could see this a mile away. I mentioned last week that he was going to get injured soon.
We did say that. It's true. We don't want to predict injuries, but yeah, they threw him to the Wolves. You know what I mean? They threw him to the Wolves. It was he burned hot. He started really good, and he started fading a little bit. And you're like, he's coming down to earth. And you see his arm was messed up. You're like, this isn't good. And something about quarterbacks in Minnesota, man, their arms get jacked up. I remember Brett Favre had an arm issue when he was in Minnesota at the end of his career. It's just they leave him out there to die. But Brees Hall starts running in touchdowns. He threw a no-look sidearm pass to the back of the end zone. My man just caught it. I was like, dude, yeah, this is a loss. 40 bomb.
Yeah.
And think about this. Brees Hall is in talks to being traded this week.
Yeah, that could be good or bad if you're Art, like from a fantasy perspective. Just depending on where he goes. Rashard White filled in admirably again for Bucky with 11 points.
He got banged up earlier in the game, and I guess the way the game was going, they just kind of just kept him out because the Bucks are using their third string running back. His last name's Williams, which is interesting. Like late,
Yeah, that's funny. You guys each played a Bucks running back in this game.
it works out that way sometimes.
And then Justin Jefferson, he got 14 points. And then we called Wentz to Jefferson a sad stack. And if you're Art, though, like, you got way more out of this Wentz to Jefferson connection than you ever could have imagined. Like,
Oh yeah,
that was a fun play for a couple weeks, even though it ended with Carson Wentz being scraped off the field.
you understand because before Carson Wentz started, you talk about Jess was getting 14 and 11 points.
We suggested trading him.
Yeah, we said get rid of him, and then Carson Wentz came in and wrote the ship a little bit for him and gave him hope. Chris Olave 8 for 63. You know that 100 yards is hard to get for him.
We'll see what he does with Shuck.
We will see. George Kittle's 443, and he filled the end zone. He's the only really legit touchdown. He's one of the 2 touchdowns they had that game. It was an ugly situation. Pittman Jr. though was pulling a highlight reels. 8 for 95. He had back-to-back highlight reel catches. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, he's coming on strong. He has 43 points last 2 weeks, 15 catches on 18 targets, like 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. He has touchdowns every week except for weeks 2 and 6. Yeah, like he's got to play Pittman every week now.
Rashid Shaheed 9 for 75. He's in trade talks, so he might be going somewhere too. So that's interesting how that's going to play out. Aaron Rodgers 219, 2 touchdowns, 24 points. You know, what do you think of the situation that the Pittsburgh Steelers want to bring back Aaron Rodgers next season?
I mean, I don't know. Like, he's not the problem there. I don't know what the problem is, but it's not Aaron Rodgers.
It's the head coach.
It might be the head coach. I started thinking that this week, and I love Tomlin, but it just might be time.
It's been time. 2 years ago, time.
But Rodgers is the 13th.
He's playing really well.
Yeah, he's the 13th ranked quarterback. He's outplayed Josh Allen from a fantasy perspective the last 3 weeks,
which is amazing to hear. And he picked up Kareem Hunt. I had a bid on Kareem Hunt, and he picked him up. So you know how much that burned me, knowing the fact that I had a bid on him, and it's like he, at the time he was higher in the waiver order than I was, and he got him over me. I'm like, ugh.
And now you would get him if this was a week later. Yeah,
Right.
I dropped Hunt. I don't regret it, even though like I could have a case for regretting it. But he had 7 points on 10 carries, 41 yards the previous 2 weeks. He had 9 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown on this Monday night against the Commanders. But he's not catching the ball this year. He only has 3, 4, like 8 catches this year. He used to be a catch guy.
Very weird. Very weird. They're very much of a short passing team now. Short yard. They don't even they're a West Coast short passing team. So it's because they don't ever do long touchdowns now. It's always something short, 7-7. They get to their red zone. They get all the way up to the 2-yard line. It's either going to be a run play, a little jet sweep pass, or everything's a short yard pass. So that's what the offense is doing this year.
And Juwan Johnson is back to life on his bench. 22 points the last 2 weeks, but he has 3 Saints pass catchers on his roster. That's bold.
That is very bold, but I don't have faith he's back to life because, again, he went against Tampa. You know how I feel about that. You go to Tampa, you're going to get some points on Tampa. That's how you're going to do as quarterbacks. But yeah, that's still in the wins with the win there. Proves the 3-5. Um, and I fall sink down to 2-6 on a 3-game losing streak. Going to be a fourth.
Yeah, last place for you. We should mention Travion Henderson had 0.5 yards per carry on 10 carries. He only got 9 points, but like signs of life.
There's signs of life, but again, what's this offense trying to do? And doing that against the Browns is actually kind of impressive, to tell you the truth. That's the Browns he did that on, so that's not
Yeah.
bad. But I mean, hey.
On to the next one. Dead Money 119 versus Jones 110. Freeman is 4-4.
He stopped the bleeding. He's 4-4.
Yeah, Jones has lost 3 in a row. Jones had a roster mishap where Aaron Jones was activated before the Thursday game, and that locked Jones's team. He couldn't make any roster moves off that. Freeman texted me about it. I didn't know about it. And I was like, well, are you going to be cool and let him make a move? Or are you going to, hold him to this? Freeman replied without a response. So just so you know, Freeman knew
Oh,
about this and did not help a brother out.
damn. Damn. Freeman said, I got to get this win. Hook or crook.
So in Freeman's defense, he still would have won by 3 points.
Start with Freeman, though. The hook of the crook here. Daniel Jones. So, it's time to give him his flowers, man. This guy, we're at Halloween now. Halloween week. He's been doing really well. He hasn't gone to plunking mode. 300 yards, practically 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. I guess against Tennessee. So, yeah,
He's not even running that much this year, and he's still the 7th ranked
right.
fantasy quarterback.
He's ranked number 7 overall, so you gotta give him his props. On the flip side, Tony Pollard, it's just a bad season. Side note, Tennessee, Cam Ward, their quarterback, he doesn't run at all. And it's really weird because he's a young guy, so you're thinking you'd be a little mobile. He's not mobile at all. Like, he just eats sacks.
I could be wrong. I think he's really bad.
Then you know the problem is? I watched game film on him, and I don't want to go too long on this, but I watched game film on him, and literally he throws off his back foot. He throws with
Yeah, it's
every
ugly.
pass is like a hard, like a Brett Favre dart. Like, it is a beam, and you like these incomplete passes. They ricochet off people's hands. They are not soft touches at all. There are no warm pillows thrown at people. It is like I am throwing a baseball at somebody. He's Otani throwing these passes at people, and they're like ricocheting interception, ricocheting interception. And he's like yelling at the other players, like, why are they not catching? Because you're throwing the ball fucking 70 miles an hour, man. Calm down. He just throw a little touch pass into the corner for me. I can catch. Like, you beam it at me, it's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah, it looks off, the whole thing. I got stuck watching more Titans than I wanted to recently, and I was like, "Oh, he might be bad."
You know what I mean? It's just he needs to work on his mechanics all the way around. There's talent because his passes look good, great spiral, very accurate. Just my lord, you're throwing him way too hard. Just calm down, man.
Well, if
Um,
there's one thing you could trust, it's the Titans to make the right coaching hire in the offseason.
yeah, man, we have faith in this. They're gonna hire like what? What's it, Arthur Smith again? Let's bring him out.
Don Shula's son.
So Shula's son. There's lots of people they can bring back just for the hell of it. Gainwell, 5 points there. 31
Yeah, what
yards.
a
He had a
sad
couple.
backfield. Pollard and Gainwell. Like, go home. You're drunk. Like, how did you end up in this
Yeah,
position?
his backfield's almost as bad as mine. I think mine has a little more hope than his. A little more hope than his. Mine's just injured. The guy who's holding his team down though, Jamar Chase, freaking frack, man. I've never ever seen this many targets from anybody. We're talking primetime Brandon Marshall did not have this many damn targets in a game. In weeks. Just consecutive games, just 10, 12 targets, 23 targets, 19 targets. Like, dude, stop. How do you have 19 targets, catch 12 balls and 91 yards? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, on one hand, I'm like, well, good for the Bengals. You paid them, you might as well use them. On the other hand, I'm like, you're going to get them killed. And also,
Yes.
like, Flacco knows what he's doing. He's just like, I've got nothing to lose. I'm chucking it up to Chase. And yeah, it's working for Freeman's fantasy team. Another 21 points.
Easy 21. Easy 21. That's like an easy 21. And if you look at it, it's like 91 yards. It shouldn't be spectacular because he didn't hit the end zone. But damn, it's just. Mm. DJ Moore, 4 for 73. He has that Q, our receiver core of the Bears have Qs next to their names this week coming up.
Yeah, this was DJ Moore's second best game of the season at 11 points. His previous high was 12.
Mm.
Kelsey went off, 6 catches, 99 yards, a touchdown. He broke some record too this week. I didn't note it. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, the head coach didn't sink him with the loss. He played the Falcons head coach. Jones played the winning Packers head coach, but yeah, that whole running back cost him. Xavier Worthy just isn't really popping off.
553. I mean, he's a compliment wide receiver. He runs a lot of gadget plays. There's no route tree. Like I said, there's a lot of like quick outs, jet sweeps, inside slants type thing. It's a Lad McConkey, 6 for 88 and a touchdown. Q by his name. The thing that circles though, two things circle on his side for me though. I would look at actually three, because Chase McLaughlin with 17 points is pretty awesome to get again for your kicker to have 8 points is pretty good. But and Herbert, 3 touchdowns, 227. I mean, as a guy who was dogging Herbert at the beginning of the season, because I was saying that because last year he was not throwing the ball. This year he's throwing the ball. I mean, it's great to see. But Judkins, 6 points.
Yeah, he left the game injured.
We said he's gonna get killed. We said it.
Yeah.
We said it. It was like this offense is him or bust, and it's just.
Yeah, you could stack 10 in the box against the Browns. And then he didn't have Gente either, so tough loss for Jones this week.
Yeah. Evan Ingram, 7 points. He had Mark Andrews with 3 for 34, 6 points. Broncos defense was 6 points. So there's not really a road to win there. He didn't start Scary Terry. He started Debo over Scary Terry.
Yeah, I get that. Debo is also banged up though, and then Debo was responsible for a interception off his face. He just took his eyes off the ball, and you never know, if he'd taken that to the house, maybe he could have eked out this win for Jones here.
Right, but if you start Scary Terry over Debo, that's a win by 1 point. And
yeah, that's crazy.
That's a weird toss up feel right there. But hey, he's at 3-5 now with 3 losses, and Freeman stops the bleeding and he's at 4-4.
Bad news for McLaurin too. He's already been ruled out for the game against Seattle this Sunday.
He does not want to be a Commander. He does not want to play for them.
He wanted paid. He got paid. He missed all the camp, and he was probably out of shape when he reported, and now he's on the wrong side of 30. It's bad news.
Yeah.
You should see the Commanders fans on Reddit though, just crying. It was like, this is still like the second best season they've had in 20 years. Like, what are you talking
about? Last year was the first. No, not last 20 years. Because back in 2020, man, you guys made the playoffs.
Yeah, but they were dead man walking.
I get it. You lost to Tampa Bay with Tom Brady in the COVID year, but still, it was a fun time. You had our hometown boy in there running quarterback for that team.
Yeah, Heineke. Yeah, it was fun. He's out of the league now, I think.
Yeah, that's sad. Because he can still play.
Yeah, he should be someone's third stringer.
He should be on the Browns.
Yeah. Yeah, Gabriel's very Heineke-like, to be honest. But he doesn't have the swagger that Heineke can.
On swagger, and Heineke can throw a D-ball.
Yeah, a little bit.
Heineke will run. He'll run.
Compared to Gabriel, he can throw a deep ball. I won't say Heineke can throw a deep ball, but if you're comparing him to Gabriel, he can throw a deep ball.
Right.
Which is one thing. Heineke had that saying, fuck it, Terry's down there somewhere. Like, if you're Gabriel, fuck it, throw it to Jerry Jeudy. Instead, you're throwing all these little dumps to Fannin.
Right. I'm throwing dumps to and like nobody. He's throwing passes to nobody and getting a safety.
And Heineke didn't have the running game that Gabriel has
Right.
with Judkins.
Which is crazy.
Next up, Mile High Salute, second win in a row. He is 4-4. Slade back in the losing column. He falls to 3-5. This was a 170-132 victory for Brandon. Bo Nix went off again with 4 touchdowns, 247 yards. Saquon Barkley, I told you, it was okay, and he popped off in this one. 2 total touchdowns, 150, 37 points. Easily his best game of the year.
Yeah, we were writing his obituary.
You were. I was saying relax. James Cook became the first player this season with over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. His 216 rushing yards were the most by a Bills running back since. Do you have a guess who?
We're talking about running backs? Shit. Bills running backs?
Bills running back.
Give me Marshawn Lynch.
Nope, it's a good guess.
Damn. That was a good one. It can't be Thurman Thomas then.
Not Thurman Thomas.
No, I don't got it.
Do you want to guess Travis Henry?
Travis Henry? For real? Wow.
No, it wasn't him, but do you want to guess him?
No. No, I don't.
This guy was allegedly accused of murder, but he did it in 1976. O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson, wow. Okay.
And then also, James Cook and his brother Dalvin are the only pair of siblings to rush for over 200 yards in a single game.
That's impressive. James Cook is weird because he will score a lot of points on bad teams. Carolina, 39 points. New Orleans, 29 points. Miami, 26 points. New York Jets, 34 points. You know what I mean? Baltimore, bad defense, 24 points. You know what I mean? But New England, good defense, 10. Atlanta, 14. So he's very when the tomato cans come, he absolutely destroys tomato cans. But it's garbage for everybody else.
If we redraft today, do you think James Cook is a
second round draft
top pick? Okay, yeah, he went 27th.
Yeah, he's second round draft pick, I would think.
T. Higgins, 1 catch, 44 yards, but he fell in the end zone, so he still got 11.
Yes.
Cortland Sutton, 10, 4 catches, 67 yards. Jordan Addison, another touchdown, 11 points. Then RJ Harvey on his bench went off. Oops, he scored 3 total touchdowns.
Yeah, RJ Harvey, game of his life against Dallas at Mile High over here. It's just wild. He has Stroud on his bench there. 318, 2-ish touchdowns against the Niners defense. The Niners are imploding on themselves. They're just throwing up on themselves now. It's just a bad time. It's I don't know how to explain this team because their defense should have been better with Saleh back, I guess. But I guess without Bosa and Fred Warner, the defense is just gone now.
Yeah. I don't like the 49ers, so I don't feel bad for him.
Fuck them.
I've always get
Fuck
lost.
Fuck these guys.
Yeah, to Slade, only 10 points from Dak. That has to be his worst game of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, he had 11 in week 1.
Well, that is the worst game of the season. But on the bright side, Brown, 73 yards, with 2 total touchdowns. Man, he was writing his obituary. You said this guy is dead with Burrow not doing well, and he's been slowly getting it together.
Yes, since Flacco got there, they can run the ball. He's got P. Ryan eating into him a little bit though too.
Yeah. He had to start blue. So that's a tough spot. That's a tough spot start.
That is a tough spot start, and he only got 4 points. I'm impressed he got 29 rushing yards though, to be honest.
Yes, very much so.
Second week in a row with 29 rushing yards.
Zay Flowers, better days are ahead with Lamar coming back. So hopefully, Zay will get back to Zay of last year. Because right now he had a touchdown since Lamar was quarterbacking. So it's a tough time.
Yeah, good call. That is something to look out for. Adunze is questionable. He had 7 catches, 114 yards on 10 targets. His first double-digit game in 3 weeks. The bye week is in there, but still.
Yeah.
He had cooled down. Kyle Pitts, another decent game.
959. I mean, I guess is decent. I mean, Kyle Pitts is just, I guess, what his pedigree is, what he could do. It's just not equaling up. I think that's what makes us critical on him. You know,
Right. So like he was drafted 118th. I'm not sure what number tight end he was taken, but if you took him after all the good tight ends, you're happy with it. But if you took him,
as a good tight end, you're a little upset.
you're disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb 774. That's pretty much 40% of what Dak he threw. So you can't be too mad. I think the other 70 went to Pickens. So you can't be too mad about it. Because he did have what those 7 catches, if I can.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what Pickens' market share was to Lamb if Lamb had never got hurt. But since Pickens was able to get in Dak's good graces while Lamb was hurt, no knock on Lamb. It just means like Pickens got a crash course in trust with the quarterback that now CeeDee Lamb is more of a 1A than just a 1.
Right. He had 10 targets. So, I mean, not bad. Texan defense, 12 points. I mean, your fantasy football team gives you 20 points. You got to be happy with that.
Oh, no, they got 30. Yeah, I was just looking at that. This was a 30
Oh,
to
30.
25
Yeah.
special teams game. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, there you go. Sorry.
both teams did okay.
Did okay. But he had Chargers defense on the bench. It would have made a difference, but hey.
Yeah, not much you can do when your opponent scores 170. Like, good week
Yeah.
for Brandon. He finished second in the weekly high points. In a week where there's a lot of low totals here.
Your first 3 players give you 100 off the gate. I mean, you're doing all right.
Yeah, buy him again got everybody this week. There was only 3 teams over 150.
Buy him again. Hilarious.
And to the final game, this is Rob Hine and the Tampa Bay Punishers versus DeMoss and the Renegades of Funk. DeMoss lost 3 to start the season, won 3, and now he's lost 2 again. So he's very streaky. He lost a tough one here, 141 to 137. Baker Mayfield had his season low in yards. He only had 7 points in the Bucks win. Derrick Henry passed Walter Payton for 5th place all time on the all-time rushing list. He had 2 touchdowns, 71 yards, 27 points. Did he catch some balls?
He might have.
No, he did not.
No, he did not.
Huh.
He did
How
not.
did he get 27?
He
He had 21 carries.
Is there a bonus rate in 20?
Okay, so his YPC was pretty bad then. So 71 yards on 21 carries.
Yeah. Jordan Mason, 1 point. I felt the pain on that one. I have him in the 6-person league. That was a tough start for me.
So how concerned are you? Do you think that was just a part of the Carson Wentz injury game script, or do you think Aaron Jones is gonna take a lot of what he was doing away from him?
He only ran the ball 4 times. You know what I mean? Like that's weird. You know, it's
Yeah, I think if you're a Mason owner and you've been riding him this long, I think you're kind of scared of Aaron
you know what I mean,
Jones.
because they're saying that he might be reduced to a change of pace back, which that sounds like a 50-50 timeshare in the backfield, which sucks.
Yeah, I'm in one of those with
Because now
Walker
you're
and
in a
Charbonnet.
because now you're doing that with bad quarterback play. It's a bad time. It's one thing being timeshare and your quarterback's Peyton Manning, and you gotta share like Joseph Adai and what's it, Rhodes?
Yeah, Dominic Rhodes.
That's a different game. You know, you're like, all right, my guys gonna eat, but your quarterback sucks. Them 3 and outs are coming in quick.
Jalen Waddle, another touchdown. He's the 13th ranked receiver. He had 99 yards in this one, a bounce back from his previous week when he only had
He's
15.
come to life ever since Hill went down. Hill went down, and he's come to life now.
Yeah, he's basically doing what he did like 2 years ago.
Oh no, he did 2 years ago. He was getting like 9, 10 catches a game. He was very consistent with the short catches.
Yeah. Wandale Robinson back down to earth. He's inconsistent, but I mean,
Very.
I think overall you're happy with him.
Yeah, he's their number 1 right now, and that's says a lot about the receiving core.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry 1 for 7 with the only touchdown. So I mean, that's a good dart throw there with Sam Laporta on a bye. I mean, that's a good stop there, And he had to start Wandell because Drake London was out, or he would start Drake
Yeah.
London. So that's I mean, I guess you can ask for much more. I guess.
He has a built-in replacement for Jordan Mason if he wants to, with Tajay Spears, who had 18 points on the bench, 59 yards, a touchdown. He is taking work away from Pollard because Pollard
Yes,
is probably the most boring running back in football.
he's underrated. I guess I would call him underrated because just the offense
Who,
sucks.
Spears or Pollard?
Pollard.
No, I wouldn't call. I'd say he's overrated.
Oh wow. Dobbins 20 points. So both the running backs for the Broncos just ate against Dallas. Shows how bad the Dallas defense is.
Yeah,
It's a thing to
Dobbins.
monitor when you're looking at matchups. And the big circle for him.
Second.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say Dobbins' second 100-yard game of the season.
Not bad. The big thing to circle there is the Bucks defense. A little spot start there against New Orleans, and it should have been like 2 more touchdowns. They got robbed of 2 more touchdowns, so not bad. Good start there. That made the difference because when your fan special team scores 50 points, that's really telling.
Tampa Bay defense has 15 sacks the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, Todd Bowles gets after it. Todd Bowles after it, but they can't stop a nosebleed when it comes to passing.
Especially when you see that 37 from the defense across from the -6 that DeMoss threw up with the Steelers and the negative head coach. So,
yeah,
this is an easy path to victory is don't play the Steelers defense or the Steelers head coach.
I mean, he really tried the Steelers head coach against Green Bay. He really tried it. I mean, that would have been on the bench for me. DeMoss is a Steeler fan. I get it.
He's a Steeler fan. He's growing irritated though. That is for sure. You can
Growing
see he has a
irritated?
crush on Jacksonville. Yeah,
He
he has a
does.
crush on Jack. Look at all these Jaguars on his team. He's got Thomas, ATN. He moved to Florida. He's developing feelings.
Yeah, there's some feelings there. But he had Joe Flacco started as quarterback there. 223, 3 total touchdowns. He rushed for 1. Joe Flacco's like playing like his 2016 all over again. Jonathan Taylor, the MVP.
MVP.
He should be
MVP.
if he redrafted now. He's number 1 ranked. He's probably number 2 because he'd probably draft Jamar Chase still number 1, just cause. But Taylor be number 2, easy. It's like he's not Saquon. This guy, 153, 3 total touchdowns. I mean, he's doing that. He's kissing babies. He's having sex with moms. He's having it all.
He can't be MVP of our league though if he doesn't win. So
yeah, that was a losing effort. So we can't give him the weekly honor this week. But we'll see.
I mean, like the championship. Like, is he gonna have Jonathan Taylor and not make the playoffs? Because that'll be impressive.
That's tough. If he keeps starting to steal the head coach, he will. Let's see. Swift, 18 points, 45 yards, a touchdown. He started off slow and then came on late in the game. So George Pickens, 14 points, 7 for 78, and he had 9 targets. So again, you're talking between both of them had 19 targets combined. Dak is doing pretty well managing it, and that probably eats into Ferguson targets. That's the rub. Now Ferguson's going to lose out with CD back.
Yeah, they had Pickens and Lamb had nearly identical stat lines.
Hawkinson, yeah, it's not good.
22nd ranked tight end. He only got 4 points in this one. And then Kamani Vidal. Wow.
Yeah, he's the scat back there, the scat man himself here.
Like, he's doing so good. Is he possibly gonna not go back to the bench when Omarion Hampton is back?
Hell no. If anything, this will be another Hampton number 1, Vidal third down back, scat out the back because Vidal can't pass pro. His pass pro is not that good.
Do we have a Dowdle Hubbard situation looming?
Ew, it might be. But Hampton, you saw what Hampton could do. Hampton's like explosive, dangerous. So it depends on how well Hampton gets back to it. Do want to circle though on his bench though. Washington, for a guy who had it at one moment, and he had 3 catches for 0 points. He had 4 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown for 13 points. Man, good value.
Yeah, I don't see the Dolphins scoring 34 points again this season, so like that's probably Malik Washington's peak.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't have ATN, Devontae Adams, or Brian Thomas Jr. He probably could have used one of them to give him the 5 points he would have needed to win. They tied on the bench too. This could have been a straight up tie.
Ew. Kissing cousins.
I don't think we've ever had that, a bench tie too.
No, we never had a bench tie.
That's it for the week. You got a player of the week?
Player of the week. I'm looking at nah. I was gonna pick him, but oh, you know what? Wait a minute, hold on. I got my player of the week
I got mine.
My player of the week is Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense. As a Bucs fan, you rarely see great defensive situations like that. We actually shut down the Saints. We hate the Saints. You embarrass them at their home. Good job, guys.
Hats off to Todd Bowles. Who's their defensive coordinator?
Todd Bowles. It's Todd Bowles, but also it's it's Larry Foote. Larry Foote's the co. Yeah, he's like the linebacker assistant defensive coordinator.
Longtime Steeler and Arizona Cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm giving mine to Breece Hall with that 40 burger, 133 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 18 carries. He had 2 catches for 14 yards. He did that back-to-back weeks, 2 catches for 14 yards. But yeah, Breece Hall. Art won the game by 25 points, and Hall had 40 points. So
yeah, and take that they want to trade him. It's crazy. The Jets are just trying to get some kind of value right now.
Jet's gonna jet. He had 44 points the previous 3 weeks, then 40 in this one. So, way to go, Breece Hall. What about the standings? See anything fun there?
What am I 1%?
Yeah, Brindle's all alone at the top, 7-game winning streak. That's impressive. Jordan right behind him, still at 6-2. Then Spawn is easily got the most points score in the league at 1258. No one else has over 1113. There's only 3 other guys in the 1100s, and Spawn is 1258. He's on a 3-game winning streak. So something to look out for there. Heater falls to 5-3. Still very good season. 4-4 teams. And then these next 5 3-5 teams, this is where a lot of seasons on the line this week. If you're 3-5 and lose, you're on the outside looking in even more than you are now. 3-6 is just a death now.
Yeah, 3-6, you're just gone. So you're talking to teams. I know I face New Day this week, so New Day is avoiding the death nail. I'm on the death nail, but I mean you fall to 3-6, you could pretty much wrap your season up. If I go to 2-7, that's it. I'm just playing spoiler.
I got good news for you.
What's that?
You're up to a 5% playoff chance.
Oh, watch out. They moved up to 5. It was 1% earlier when I looked. I guess they re-looked at stuff and well, here's a 5% chance. Let's not close the book right now on him. And it's depressing because in other leagues I'm actually doing pretty decent, but this league I'm garbage.
I'm 3-5 in 3 leagues and 4-4 in 1. So this season is not good for my hairline.
I have 1 loss in our experimental league, and then and my HFL league I'm 4-4.
Yeah, you're up on the Hall of Famer. We got 3 running backs in a row the previous 3 weeks. Did you add a running back this week?
For this will be a guy who drafted 97 in the 2nd round, 36 overall. 36 in his 36th pick. He got drafted by the New York Giants. He played his entire career there. Um, he went to high school at Cave Springs in Roanoke, Virginia, which is crazy. Um, he's a first team All Pro in 2005, 3-time Pro Bowler. He's part of the New York Giants Ring of Honor,
I fucking
ACC
hate this
Player of the
guy.
Year, ACC Offensive Player of the Year in '96 in college. His number 21 retires Cleveland, Virginia Cavaliers. Career 10,000 yards rushing, 55 rushing touchdowns, and he had 12 receiving touchdowns, but he had well over 5,100 receiving yards. I have a hard time saying that. And he had over 500 catches. Absolute yak. He was kind of your all-purpose running back when all-purpose running backs were just becoming the thing. Mr. Tiki Barber. He just, you had LT, LaDainian Tomlinson. He was like the peak, and Marvin Harrison's up there. You had their second tier. You had him and Brian Westbrook. You know what I mean? Like, those guys were like the second tier. Like, they could do what they're doing, just not on that level.
Yeah. The only reason why we even know his name is because he played in New York. This guy is a bitch. I liked Rondé Barber a lot. I don't like Tiki. I love the fact that he announced his retirement in midseason, expecting a retirement tour that he never got. I love the fact that they won the Super Bowl the year after he left. I love the fact that he announced he was making a comeback and then couldn't get a tryout. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Tiki Barber.
In fairness, okay, I know you call him a bitch, but from 2000, from his fourth season on, he was actually a viable starter for the Giants. 1,000 yards rushing, 856. He missed a couple of games that year, and then after he was healthy playing, he was 1,300 yards, 1,200 yards, 1,500 yards. His best season was 2005 with 1,800 yards rushing. With it's. I know you're like, he's a bitch. I get it, but at the same time, hey. And then he ended his last season with New York with 1,600 yards running. So he wasn't that bad. Like,
He was part of Thunder and Lightning. He was routinely outplayed by Ron Dane. This guy
no, he wasn't. No way.
he had no business being on a football field.
He took Ron Dane's job. Ron Dane was the starter back in 2000. You know what I mean?
I know. I
2000,
was just kidding.
Now, if you want to, if you want to say like Thunder and Lightning, was it Bradshaw? Was it Bradshaw?
Oh, Bradshaw and Jacobs.
There you go, Bradshaw and Jacobs. Now they were taking his shine because they were more guts. They were grinders. They'll grind the yards out. Tiki was more of a finesse guy, but he still holds a lot of the Giants rushing records to this day, and it's taken that they had Saquon on their team at one moment. So that says something for him.
Yeah, he was a very good fantasy running back. I just needling a little bit. I was not a fan, but he does deserve a spot in the Fantasy Hall of Fame. So
He definitely
good
deserves a
pick.
spot. Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, so I don't know if I would have put him in, but he's in. I put in other people I didn't like, so you can't just say I don't put in. I put in Drew Brees, who I hate. So
Yeah, you definitely put
never
Drew Brees in, and fuck that guy. So I mean,
I guess we're even now. I put in a guy you hate.
I hate this guy, and you put him in. I'm like, I had to see these guys bust on the wall as we walk in here every day. So yeah.
I'm not kidding though. Tiki Barber is like top 3 loads athlete for me. Like he's up there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.